Hello, hello, crafty friends. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Welcome to my first card class of 2026. I cannot believe we are at 2026. I know it's crazy, but here we are, right? So, what we have for you today, I am debuting a brand new card but stamp and die bundle, which you have not seen yet, and it is called The Endless Love. So this becomes available on January 6th, as does so many products drop on January 6th. So be sure to visit my Stampin' Up website on January 6th. You're going to get a brand new mini catalog of lots of items. And unfortunately, I cannot show you the inside of the catalog just yet until the 6th, but this starts on the 6th. Also, we have a slew of online exclusives as well as new kits. So one of the bundles in that catalog is Endless Love. So this is what I'm playing with today. Perfect for those Valentines, perfect for love cards, anniversary cards, change up some sentiments. Look at the die set. And don't forget, this is the new packaging now with Stampin' Up. So the dies, you can see an image of every die that you get as well as every stamp set. So I just wanted to show you, if you do follow along with me for lots of my monthly card classes, you know I do this the first Saturday of every month. My next card class, which I'm going to be using, also comes from the new drop on January 6th. I'm going to be using, what is this one called? Lovely Arrangements. Yes, lovely. It's right there in my face. Lovely Arrangements. So this is the die. And this is the stamp set. So if you wanted to pick this up, I'll be playing with that next month. And then moving on to my March card class, more new products. We're going to be doing manly cards. I know we all need manly cards in our stash. Have not played with this yet, but I'm super excited. We're definitely going to be getting messy with this card class. So this is Gears and Textures. This is the stamp set. This is the thin cut. I'm also going to be bringing in there some Father's Day sentiments. So we're going to be making some manly cards come March. So those are the next two bundles besides Endless Love that I'm going to be using. Now, another new thing for 2026, what I'm doing is after my monthly card class, which is the first Saturday of every month, be sure to come back to my page or my YouTube channel, because every Tuesday, the remaining Tuesdays of that month, I'm going to be using this bundle again. So this month I have 4 lives for you. We're going to be doing the shaving cream technique. We're going to be doing a fun fold. We're going to be creating a box, and we're going to be doing a scrapbook layout, all using Endless Love. So that's what you have to look forward to for the month of January. So let me see if I have anyone with me. Hi, Janet. Well, Mom, it feels weird saying Janet. That's my mom there. Hey, Kara, how you doing? Happy New Year. Hi, Jean. Happy New Year. All right. So let me show you what these cards are. Now, this kit I had a lot of fun playing with. So we're going to be doing a shaker card. So super fun. This is a fun fold card. Hopefully I don't mess up live on camera, but oh, upside down. See, I messed up already. And look at that. It's a hug card. So cute. So this is just your card. There's no additional opening to this, but I thought that was a super fun card to bring into this kit. Here's the third card. And let's see if you can see that great embossing folder. I love that embossing folder. It comes with the suite if you pick that up. And it is called, what's the name of this? Oh, right up there, Hearts of Love 3D embossing folder. So let's see if you can see that all those hearts in there. So that's a fun card. Oh, and I did do insides of these cards. Here's card 1. And then here's the final card. So this is a pop out, a peek through card, again, using that fun embossing folder. So that's what we're going to be making today. So if you stick around, we're probably going to go a little over an hour, as I usually do. Let me show you. So I showed you the Stampin' Thin Cut. I showed you the 3D embossing folder. So I have everything pre-cut, ready to go, ready embossed for the sake of the video. But I did want to show you, if you are using our 3D embossing folders, you always want to make sure that the Stampin' Up logo and that line is facing you, right? And then when you put it into your cut and emboss emboss machine, you're going to use your plate 4 and your plate 1. So this is how it would go. You would have your plate 1, your embossing folder, your piece of paper or your element, whatever you wanted to emboss, you would put in there face up. You would put plate 4, and then you would run this through your embossing machine. So that is how you do the embossing, but you do need a 3D emboss machine, and our stamp emboss and cut machine definitely is able to go with our 3D crafts, 3D embossing folders. I also want to show you some of the DSP that comes in the pack that I'm playing with today. And this DSP is Made with Love DSP. It's item number 167054. So you get 2 each of 6 designs. So I figured it was easier to just cut out a little piece versus, having my big page and flipping it. So this is one of the DSPs. Love it. This is my favorite. I love the XO. And then it's striped on the back. Here's another one. I've really used pretty much all of this. Again, all my lives this month, I'm using this same bundle. So I'm giving you lots of ways to use a bundle. That's what I'm going to be doing every month. Okay, here's another one. It's very light to see. And this one. Love this DSP. Here's another one. Okay, so you get 2 each of 12 by 12 of those. Also, how do you get my tutorial? So I have a full tutorial store at CraftyDivaUSA.com, and on there you'll find every one of my tutorials that are instantly downloadable for you to create crafting. Now, if you don't have the same Stampin' Thin Cut, you could certainly adapt to what you have. So in my tutorial, it comes with a full supply list, and then it'll be each card color with the cutting directions as well as assembly step by step. And in the front, it will link back to the video that you're watching right now. So once this class is finished airing, I will add the video link, and then this will be available on my website probably about an hour after today's class. So I'm just giving all of the getting all the admin things out of the way, because if anyone's new here, welcome. Hey Janice, how you doing? And Janice, you were the winner in our group for our December challenges. So hopefully you have seen that, and Happy Mail is going to be coming your way. Okay, so again, that's how you can get my tutorials. You can purchase them. Now, if you want this free, the way to earn this free is you either have to be a member of my team, which you will get a copy of this later today free, or anyone who places a $25 order on my Stampin' Up website, net of Stampin' rewards, tax, and shipping, a product order of $25, I will instantly email you this tutorial. So you can pick it up free by shopping with me, or you can certainly buy it on my Crafty Diva website, as well as all of my prior tutorials. And I also have kits available, so you will receive all of the bits and pieces to make this exactly how I'm making them. And then you just need the Stampin' Thin Cut, or you can replace with a stamp set from your stash, because if you purchase the kit, you'll get all the little elements and dies. So I'm going to move this to card 1, although in case I need to reference anything as I am crafting along, I think I had gone through everything with you. So let's move these cards out of the way. We will get card 1 here, and then I will pull out my bits and pieces. So again, this is a fun shaker card. We have some inside stamping. Oh, I do need some scrap paper to do. We're going to do some 2nd generation stamping. So let me just put some scrap paper on my table, and let's get to it. So here are the pieces. Again, the tutorial goes into all of the cutting dimensions and everything. I'm just going to walk you through, excuse me, assembly step by step, so that if you do purchase the tutorial, or if you are a visual person and then can just create this visually, all I do is look at something and I could pretty much recreate it. Then there you go. This is a free class for you. But if you want to pick up the tutorial, you can certainly go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk this through first of what I did here. So I had my piece of real red cardstock, okay, and I took the largest die. Let me show you that. Where is my dies? So I'll show you this once because I do this a few times in this class, and then we can just get to creating. So this is your largest die. So what I did was I took my piece of real red cardstock, I ran that through my die machine, I centered it closer to the top. And then what came out was the heart. So save this for another project. But then what I did was I took this piece and then I ran it through my embossing folder. See that? Okay, I didn't emboss first because then I would have squished down all of the raised up hearts. So die cut first and then emboss this layer and keep this piece for another project. So see, it just perfectly goes in there. That's all I did was die cut that out. That's how we're going to create the shaker. And that's how you create any shaker using a die. Okay, so you're gonna need a piece of acetate, and we got that all ready. Here's my bits and pieces for my card. So I'm going to take my card base, and I'm first going to adhere my XO paper. I'm going to just get that out of the way and get that on my card. And I'm sure I'm going to have my tape runner run out. So I'm just going to make sure I have a backup so I don't have to worry about changing this while we're here. Okay, so that is my front layer. That's all I need for now. We're going to do some stamping on our envelope. One other thing you'll see on your directions is you need to cut out another real red heart. So what I did, let me go back to this. So remember I cut out that heart first. I was left with that big heart. So instead of saving it for another project, I then took the small die, the medium die heart, we're calling that, and I just used that to get my medium heart instead of wasting another piece of real red. So that's what I ended up with. And now this is scrap and can go into your garbage. So that's how I got that piece. And then this is for my inside stamping. So we're going to get that together. And then here is look at this, would you, with the gold foil? Love the gold foil on the arrows. So let's do our inside. And then we're just going to make our shaker and then we'll go to that. So for the inside, sending you hugs and kisses. I did a second generation with that cluster stamp right there. And then we're just going to put all that together. Super easy peasy. So let's get some stamping done. I have all of my stamps loaded up and I used just about every stamp in this class except love and that small little 2X's and those little dots. So every stamp right now is already preloaded up on my stamp set. So I need sending you and then hugs and kisses. Okay, so I need my real red. Look at that. Just got ink all over me. So I know I'm going to dirty up my card. So now I just ruined my green pajama pants because I swiped it on there. Okay, so sending you, we're just going to stamp that up. And I'm kind of putting this at the top. I apologize if my head gets in the way. So this is what I've started doing. When I stamp, then I'm like rubbing it on my surface, and that makes sure that it's fully covered. I don't know why. It's just something I started doing as I stamp down and then I move it. I feel like it's just giving me full coverage. Okay, and then hugs and kisses just right underneath. There we go. Okay, so next I took that cluster heart. Those are those cluster hearts. Let me fix that on my. Okay, and I want to second generation stamp this. So what that means is you're going to stamp once, And then you're going to stamp again for a lighter shade, just like that. Cute. Okay. So for now, I can close up my ink pad. I think I'm done there. Let's layer these together. First, we want to put that XO paper along our stamping layer. It just finishes off the inside of the card. Now we're going to put some adhesive on the back here. Okay. Just like that. Get some more. So we can put this on the inside. Then we will create our shaker. All right. One more stamping. One thing I want to remind you of is our envelopes. So I'm going to need my real red ink again. On the front of my envelope. So I did something to all the envelopes in this class. Sometimes I leave my envelopes plain, sometimes I stamp them up. We're going to take that striped heart and we're just going to go in the lower corner of our envelope and stamp. All right? Super cute. Okie dokie. That is our envelope for card 1. And now we are going to start creating our shaker. So we're going to need this piece. We're going to need our piece of acetate. So what we're going to do is flip this over on the back side. We don't have much cardstock to work with. See that? Just a little bit there and a little bit there. So I cut this just a little wider. And all we're going to do is, however you want to do this, liquid adhesive, tear and tape, whatever works for you. I'm going to just put my seal. I'm going to try to get as close to my heart as I could. Even up here. Oh, you know what I need? I need my silicone craft mat because the adhesive doesn't stick to that. Okay, you just want to line as much as you could around your heart to hold your acetate. Okay, and this is how you make any shaker with dies. Okay, so you're going to cover your hole here with adhesive. Make sure you have it all around. And then you're going to take your acetate and just put it down. Just like that. So you have a window. See? Just like so. All right, now what we're going to do is I have these foam adhesive strips. These are item number 141825. They work great for doing your shakers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and they rip super easy. So I'm going to take a whole one and I am going to start to line my heart. Now this is what's going to protect our bits from shaking all over the place, right? So you want to outline, and this you need to butt up against one another. You want no gaps. And I'll hold this up closer as I get there. And what's good is you can bend this stuff. It's bendable. Let's see. Oh, I didn't put on my background music, so when I'm not talking, you hear a little bit of background music. There we go. Make sure it's not super high. Nope. Good. Okay. Oh, I can close this. No reason to have that open. All right. So see what I'm doing? I'm outlining. You can create a shaker with any die cut, any brand, don't matter. You just want to make sure that your foam tape isn't showing on through your window. I think that lined up perfect. So there you go. Okay. Now, if you have an embossing buddy, I didn't take mine out. Let me grab it. Sometimes what I like to do is on the acetate, I'm just going to take my embossing buddy here and just kind of like rub it there just a little bit. You don't see it. It doesn't hurt anything. It's just to get those shakers to move. And also take that and just put it against the edge of the foam, because if you have a little bit of stickiness, you don't want your bits to stick to it, right? Okay, so now bring back in your card base here. And if I just lay this over up top, see that? Now you have a shaker card and you have your little bit poking out of your XO paper, and then you can completely see through. So the easiest way I found to do this, because this is a big element, we're not working with a small space, so we can absolutely do it this way to make a shaker. So I'm visually seeing where I want to put all my shaker bits. So I'm just going to, for the sake of lining up, I'm going to say right there. I just put this here so that I know I want to stay in the middle. So now what I'm going to do, I have some bits from my stash. I'm going to try to keep everything just lined up here. Just drop it right down in the middle. You'll see, just stick with me. You'll see what I'm doing. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Maybe that's easier. Am I good in zoom here? Yeah. Okay, so I just put a little bit of sprinkle of these little pink gems. I got these with Close to My Heart. Man, I'm really kicking myself in the butt now and wishing I got a lot more. Here's a red. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to put some there. You'll see what I'm doing. You'll see what I'm doing. If you've made shaker cards, you know sometimes how it can get a little crazy. Now I'm going to take some of those gold blue sequins, right? I think these are great, nice and shiny. And we're going to throw some in here as well. All right. And then I have some of these, again, these are from all my Close to My Heart days, like that heart. I'm just going to put one there, maybe get a few small ones, put it in there, right? These are shaker bits. They'll shake around. Okay, that might be enough. Let me look at my other shaker to see how much I put in there. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. See them in there? See, there's one, there's one. Okay, so now, again, if I can take this out of here. See, all you do is have to take the adhesive off and put it on. Otherwise, you would have to fill up your shaker. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And sometimes a lot gets all over. So if you wanted to add some more, right? If I wanted to come in with a little bit more of these red gems and just sprinkle them here, you can do that. And just kind of move them around a little bit. So it's kind of flat. Let's see. See if that is all inside of my heart area. Yes, it is. So now what we're going to do is now we will pick off that backing. And all we have to do now is just put this down. So I'm going to stand up, and I apologize if my head gets in the way. And I'm going to move this closer to me because I don't want to mess anything up here. And then just put it down. There we go. And there is your shaker card. It's cute. Love it. So you got all your bits moving around in there, right? So just think about doing that with any die cuts that you have. Okay, moving right along. So that was super easy, right? An easy way to do shaker cards. And when you have a big die cut like that, it makes it super easy. And nothing is coming out anywhere because you have all of that you outlined your heart. Now, I only put it foam around the outline. So see here, I don't have anything here. You can certainly add more foam down here if you wanted. That's totally okay. All right, so next I'm going to take this heart that we had and I'm going to just pop this up on some foam. Let me get my adhesive foam here, my 3D foam. I thought this was a fun card to add into this class. It was actually the first thing I thought about when I saw this, that I was like, you know what, shaker card. Okay, I'm going to need my craft mat again to work with these little XO pieces, which are so cute. I'm going to use liquid on this. And then the O, how cute is that O? And a little heart cuts out of it. Hi. And ladies, anyone watching that's part of my team, you will get this tutorial. I will send it to our group chat a little later once I have the video attached to it. Okay, so there's our XOXO. And now I'm going to take one of these great arrows and just be easy. I'm using just a lighter tape I have. Just add that to your card, and we're going to put one going that way. And then you see here, I have a little red one that was just from my stash. I don't know if I have another one in here. You can, oh, I have a silver one. Let's see how that would look. A big, no, because those are gold. Nope, we're just going to use the little white one. So all we need is a little touch of adhesive right there. And you can finish this off and add more gems if you'd like, but I think so super cute. And I hope you enjoyed this card. Very easy to make. And again, you can swap this for other sentiments if you don't send Valentine Day cards, but very, very easy card. Okay, so we are moving on to card 2. Oh, my nose is super itchy. All right, let me clean up a little bit and we will get going on card 2. So remember, this is our card with a hug here. The heart's open to have a little Valentine message. So I am certainly no bow maker, but easy peasy. Oh, see that? It just closes by an easy fold here, just like that. Okay, so let me get the pieces for that card out. Let me move my instructions to card 2 in case I need to refer to it, which I didn't for card 1. You never know. So here is my tutorial with card 2 again, cutting, and then the next page will be the dimensions. Okay, I can get this out of the way. All right. Let's start off with our envelope. So again, simple stamping. I put that cluster on the front and then one in the back right at the flap. There. Excuse me. That's why my nose was itchy. I had a sneeze coming on. Okay, so super easy. Let's see, where's my card? Okay, we don't need a card base. So you're bigger. I'm using the thick white card stock here. And that actually acts as your card base. Here's our envelope, and then here's our inside layer for there. Very easy, not going to require much for this card. I do need my real red ribbon. So this is just some real red ribbon I had in my stash. So first what I want to do is get that envelope. Let's get that cluster of hearts. Here it is, the cluster of hearts. And I'm going to be using, am I using Poppy Parade? Nope, I think we're still using real red on this card. So on our envelope, we want to stamp one on the back in the middle. Just like that. Let that dry a sec. And then we're going to do two on each side of the envelope. Look what I had on the floor. Look at how great that looks in the glitter. I have a lot of extra bits and pieces from, practicing and designing my lives and all of that. All right, so that's our envelope. That's all we did there. Super easy. Okay, so like I said, the thick is our card base. We don't need that right now. First, what we're going to do, I'm going to open this back up so we can see our stamping, and you can certainly stamp however you'd like. But first, take that stamping layer and let's stamp that. So you see, I have the outline stamp here. So that we're going to do in second generation using real red. So I need my scrap paper. Okay, so we're going to stamp in real red. And I want that right in the middle as a background because do I have this? Let me make sure I have this right side up. I do. Just like that. So see, the second generation, you get two. See how dark that is and how light that is? Let me move in a little bit. See how dark and light? Okay, now we're going to take Happy Valentine's Day, and I have that loaded up already. And right here. And we're just going to put that right in the middle, not second generation. So you have like a little bit of a background element there. Perfect. I don't know why that little movement, because you know why? Because my desk is flat and I feel that if I move it around, it gets in all the little bumps and grooves that it might not be hitting when I'm just pressing down. Okay, now let's see what we have to do. Okay, we could adhere this right to the inside now. So we're going to adhere that right like that. Nothing's going to get messed up, right? No, because everything goes behind the red layer. So we could get this prepped up and get that onto. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about these hearts that we cut out, right? So one's for the left, one's for the right. What you're going to do is you are going to score about half of an inch to, what do I say in the directions? Like a half to 3/4 of an inch on. So on the left one, you're going to do the left side. On the right one, you'll do the right side of the heart. So if they're side by side here, you want to score a little bit on this edge and a little bit on this edge. So I'm going to stick with a half of an inch, if that makes sense. Hey, AJ, thanks so much for joining. All right, so here's my half-inch mark. Nope, I'm sorry, here's my half-inch mark. I'm just going to score right down. Okay, now I'm going to do that, but on the right side. So here's my half-inch mark. Actually, if we flip this over, we can do it exactly the same. Okay, because now it's on the proper side. So if I fold that down, you'll see here's my flap for my left heart. And then over here, here's my flap for my right heart. Okay? And we can get the scoring board out of the way. I'm just going to burnish these two just a little so they're nice and flat. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is you see how this is coming along? One's going to go on this side and one's going to go on that side. And they kind of flap together. And you can bring it down just like that. So that's how it will go. And then the ribbon gets wrapped around. So you want to turn this over, kind of where you're going to keep it, and get some adhesive, use Scotch tape, whatever you're going to use, and get them loaded up. I moved this one a little bit. There. Again, when you're using big dies, it's so easy to do things like this, right? And there is it's like a hug, a card hug. All right, now you're going to grab where'd I have that? My real red. Oops, sorry about that. I knocked my mouse and brought you to my outro screen. Okay, so now we're going to take as much ribbon as you think you need, and I use a lot because I just am terrible at making bows. So I'm just going to give myself a lot. I don't care. I waste. Sorry. All right. And now you want to center that, right? And then turn it over. So you could then use Scotch tape, however you think you want to do it. In the center there, I want to move this over a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm using my finger. I have my finger where I want to add some adhesive. And I'm going to put it just a little bit. Okay, just a little. Perfect. Okay, then you can turn it over and you can add more if you need it. But at least that original adhesive gets it going, right? And there you go. So now you just create your bow, but we're not done yet. All right, so now we want to do an XO in the bottom here, but I wanted to get my hearts on first so you can kind of see how this one was higher and I had my XO with a lot more space. This heart is further down, so I don't think I'm gonna have that much space. Let me see. Okay, yeah, right there. All right, so let's grab that real red ink again. We're going to second generation stamp this XO here, and we're going to put that in the lower corner, the lower left corner. Perfect. All right. So now you're going to grab that thick white card base, and that is just you're going to put adhesive, put tear and tape. I'm probably going to use tear and tape here. Just because it's really strong, so I'm going to use my 1/2 inch tear and tape. Just like that. Okay. Where is my little, here it is, my tweezer. Pull those off. This card is pretty much finished. We're going to add a few little gold hearts. What's great about this set, let me show you this one die. It is that right there, there's a little bar in there that cuts out little hearts. So if you don't have any heart embellishments, certainly like use some gold foil or silver foil and die cut those, and you'll have lots of hearts. Okay, so this is just the card base. So all you're going to do now is line this up. Just like that. Tie your your bow over your hearts. And then if you want to snip those tails so they're angled. So cute. Now what I have is I do have some left of gold foil hearts. This was from another bundle. What I'm going to do is use those while I still have some and just put them on my card. But again, if you don't have any of these, all you need to do is cut out some of those gold bars, use that gold bar to cut out gold foil hearts. All right, there you have it. So that's the card closed and finished. And this is what your recipient will open it and have a surprise hug message. So fun. Again, another card. I hope you enjoy. And again, try this with other dies. I'm giving you some examples and some ideas to hopefully inspire you. Card 2. Okay, moving on to card 3. Let me just clean up a little bit. All right. Okay, card 3 is this beautiful card. Love this card. So much fun. Hey, Gab, thank you. And that's the inside. Okay, so let me grab my bits for this. Again, I already went ahead. I had some of this real red thread in my stash, so I made that bow off camera. I was not doing that on camera. Okay. Here's a little heart. We don't want to lose that. Look at that little gold heart. How beautiful. And this is our brushed gold paper. Nice. Okay, it might be hard to see, but look at that 3D embossed. That's a good shot of that. Look at all those hearts. Cute. Okay, and here's all the, look at this gold, this brush gold, will you? All right, so we have 2 of the small arrows. This is the outline. Love that. This little piece has to pop out in the middle there. Fun. We need some gold hearts. These are all made with various dies from the set. You get different sizes, hearts, so you have a lot to choose from. And then we cut out one of those big hearts, a strip for the inside. Okay, so let's do our inside here. Oh, we got more. This is our little sentiment. You do get a little frame tag in the bundle. Here is our medium heart. Here's that heart that looks like a charm. And then this is for the inside, more gold hearts if we need. Okay. So our card base here is made out of Poppy Parade. Here's our inside stamping layer. So let's go ahead and do our stamping first. Let me get this out of the way. So we need to stamp that. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to use my Poppy Parade. Let me clean my stamp real quick. I got my my Stampin' Mist over here to the side. Let me just clean this really quick and dry it. Okay, perfect. All right, so I need Happy Valentine's Day. I need the little heart. There's a little heart. We're going to do second generation stamping with that heart right there. So I'm going to stamp this up. Again, Happy Valentine's Day. Looks about right. Poppy Parade has become one of my favorite colors. Just saying. And we want to do second generation. Perfect. While we have our stamps out, let's get that little tag. And for that, we are stamping today and always. And I have that ready to go. So let's get that stamped. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to take this piece here. Where my adhesive went. Now it's right in front of me. Right along the bottom there. Then you're going to take that brushed gold. And the brushed gold, I don't know if you could see, it has like lines in it. It's really cool. And just layer that right on top. And then grab that card base. Layer that on the inside. Fun. Okay. So now, this does not perfectly sit or cover that, right? Like it's not an exact one for one. If I have these lined up, that's what it looks like, right? But on here, you can see, I just kind of shimmied it a little bit. I wasn't concerned of that overlapping. So you can do that as well. Just like that. Like that's how I kind of put it. No big deal. Right? So what I did was, let me use this one a little lighter. I just put a little bit of adhesive on some areas on this to get it to stick. We want a little bit more. Just like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to cover exact. Okay, so that's for that. And here. Now we have, this is going to be popped up on some dimensionals. So you want to put some dimensionals on the back here. Okay. And you're going to take that 3D embossed layer and put that right on the front. Again, all my tutorials are available on my tutorial store, craftydivausa.com. This tutorial will be ready for an instant download in about 1 hour, if not sooner. Okay, so now we're just going to layer that heart right there. These dies make card making really easy, especially when you, there we go. We ran out. We ran out. So we're going to put that one right about there. We're going to take this guy right here and load that up with some adhesive. And that is just going to go right about here. All right, and we are going to pop this guy up right there. Okay. Now, what I did with my arrows here is I wanted them to crisscross, right? So I know my tips are going to be, the tips of the arrow are going to be touching cardstock. So from about the middle to the tip, I'm just going to put some adhesive. All right, on this one, this will go down first, and I want to put it right over the charm area right there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the top one. And that is just going to crisscross with that one, just like that. So cute. Now, my today and always, I'm going to put this on foam adhesive because it's going to layer with that heart. So the heart's on foam tape, so it needs to be even. And then part of it is going to hang over, it's going to touch the heart. So you put a little bit of adhesive there, just like this. Okay. And then this little guy, you're going to put a little dot of mini glue dot. And put that so it looks like it was tied inside of that sentiment frame, but it wasn't. And that card is pretty much done. And now you have these hearts that you can just decorate however you like. So I'm going to use my liquid adhesive and I'm going to put one here. I'm just going to do some dots first. One here. And I know I want one here. Okay. So I want medium-sized ones. Let's put this one right here. And it's okay if you see the glue like I see right there, lots of it, way too much. It's okay because it dries clear. That was way too much, Stacy. So I'm going to come in with one of my little picks here that I have and get some of that off. We're not perfect, right? Even I'm a demonstrator. I'm certainly not perfect. I should have used way less glue. I should have known better, but you know what? We have the tools that help us fix our mistakes, right? And now whatever's left on there will just dry clear. Okay, perfect. All right. I'm going to put another one here. One and two. All right, this big one I might use. Might want to put that big one on this card. So we're going to put a big one here. And I'm not going to use those little ones. Perfect. Save those, put them in my little. When I have a bundle and I cut out a whole bunch of pieces, I have these jars and I put them in here. So if I want to use something from this bundle, I might have some stuff already cut out. So that is card 3. Are we done? We're done. So cute. Card 3. All right. I hope you enjoyed that card. And one more thing. Sorry. Let's do our envelope. So for this card, on the back side and the front, I put 2 solid little hearts, and that, so this one and the stripe. Here it is, the stripe heart. So we're going to use Puppy Parade. A little bit of an angle. It's okay. That didn't have a full impression stamp. I bet you I can put one of these in the middle there. It might. Okay. Okay. So there you have it for your envelope. Always remember, stamp up those envelopes. Make it fun for the recipient. Okay. Final card. Moving on to card 4. We are making it. What's my time? Okay. I'm 5 minutes to the hour. Wow. And I had a lot of talking I needed to go over in the beginning. Cool. Okay, so this is card 4. Like I said, this is a peekaboo card. So again, I cut out that large heart and then I ran it through my embossing folder. Okay, so almost like card 1 when we created the shaker card, but a little bit different. We're not using acetate. Okay, so this is going to be for the back of our envelope. I'm going to show you that. And now look at these, Pete. Look at these large arrows out of that brushed gold. So we have some large arrows. Another piece for the inside. This is for the inside. We have some X. Look at those great X and O's and the hearts in that gold. All right. I know I have more. Here they are. Here's our 2 hearts. Here's our, I think this is Poppy Parade, or is this real red? This is real red. Okay. And here is our piece for the inside. And this is our stamping. Okay. So here we go again. I die cut the large heart, then I ran it through my embossing machine. So I have that same thing, right? How we had to make the cutout, we have a big hole there. But instead of acetate this time, we are going to adhere that behind it. So you have that DSP popping through. So first, let's do our stamping. So here we have our stamping layer. We're going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day. And that looks like it's in real red. So real red Poppy Parade, that's pretty much the only 2 stamp sets I used, and you can interchange them both. Both colors are in this collection. So if you only use Poppy Parade or you only use real red, it will work. Well, I hope this works because I stamped on my craft mat. Yes, it did. That's the only stamping on this card, I believe. Now we're going to take this piece, put some adhesive on that, put that at the bottom. I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's. Went down to the casino with my husband, my daughter, and her boyfriend. We had a good time. My mother-in-law. But it's back to work. So again, the first Saturday of every month, you can meet me right here for a free card class where I'm putting together a new bundle of cards. And then the remaining Tuesdays of the entire month, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can come back here. I'll either be live or post a recorded video using the bundle from my card class that month. So you get an entire month for 3 to 5 times of all different designs, scrapbooks, projects, fun folds. I'm not going to lie. Next month, I have it here. So it's funny. I'm just going to stop and tell you a story. So lovely arrangements. I am not a floral person. I was very challenged, and I challenged myself because I know so many people love florals. I think this card class, it's already done, came out beautiful, but I'm so challenged on the remaining lives I'm doing that month. But I have a few ideas. I haven't gotten them done yet. Okay, so we are going to now take our card base and just adhere this piece to the inside. And again, you can earn my tutorial for that current month. If you place an order with me in any given month, and once the total reaches $25 in product, that month's class, you will receive that tutorial. You don't even have to tell me. I just will send it to you. Okay, so this is for our front layer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over. And again, we are going to put adhesive around our heart because we want that DSP to stick to it. No additional dimension on this card. It's going to be flat to the card base. Okay, so if you see, I just put adhesive all the way around my heart. Make sure your paper is going the right direction. And then you just want to cover the card. So super easy. And it just gives a different dimension because around your heart is all embossed, but there is not. All right. Now we want to just layer this right on our card base. So it's like tone on tone. You don't need to add any dimension to that. And if you want to come back to this video with some of the changes Facebook's made over the months, it's hard to come back and find videos. So at Crafty Diva USA is my handle on YouTube. So please be sure and find that page and go like it or subscribe. You don't like on YouTube, you subscribe. Subscribe to my channel there because you'll see all of these classes, easy for you to go back and catch the replay if you wind up picking up this set or just need some inspiration. So everything I do here on Facebook gets uploaded to my YouTube channel. Okay, so now we just have to decorate the front. So these two hearts, I may swap them out and do I think this is strawberry slush. I'm going to do the strawberry slush first and then the real red. I just want to do it that way on here. All right, so first what I did was I line up my hearts where I kind of want them. And then visually I flip it over. I keep my finger there where I don't want the adhesive to pass. And then I bring these back in and line them up. Just like that. Now, if you want to raise this up, you certainly can, with some dimension, but I didn't on this card. I put everything flat. And then you're just going to put these right here, just offsetting. I'm going to come in with these gorgeous, did I tell you how beautiful these arrows are with the gold foil? So we can put adhesive on this whole thing. And again, we are going to crisscross. Every time I think of that, my daughter always used to say crisscross applesauce. We're going to crisscross these arrows. There we go. Now, I did need that big heart for this one, but let's see. Do I have another heart in here? What other color? I had it in, I don't want silver. What color is this? Oh, it's silver. Okay. Well, I don't have a big gold heart. That's okay. Can I use a little one? Is it too small? No, I mean, it is, but it's okay. Wait, what if I did one of these? Hold the phone. Hold on a minute. How'd one of these look? I use that. I think that looks good. So I'm going to do this with liquid. And the way you get that large gold heart, let me just show you where that's coming from in the die set. Okay, let that dry a second. And that is coming from that cluster right there. You get all those super tiny ones, and here it is right here. Look at that. See? So you can make lots of your own embellishments for this, using this set as well. So I'm going to take, we want a couple of those little gold hearts. I'm going to take 2 of them and put the other ones in here. Okay. XO is going to go on the corner there. All right, and let's put 2 little dots this time. Little dots, because we're using little hearts up here. 1, 2. And let's get our tweezers. These little suckers are so little. Okay. Hi. All right. Yay. We finished. Thanks, Susan. All right. Oh, what? We're not done. We are not done because we are going to cover our envelope. See that? Something I forget to do a lot. So all you need is like a 2x6 piece of cardstock, right? Take that envelope flap and load it up with adhesive. Not the inside, you want the outside. Yeah, Stacy. Okay, load that up right down to the crease. I just follow along and line by line. Load that up. Okay, now take that. This is 6x2. Just like that. Give that a nice burnish. And all you need to do now is fussy cut. When I was with Close to My Heart, we had a die that cut out exactly. We had a different shape envelope that cut out, that dyed cardstock right to the size of our envelopes, but they don't fit. They only fit whatever envelope Stampin' Close to My Heart used to sell. But there you go. You can do this with any envelope because that's all you do. Just put adhesive, measure it so you can get a piece of cardstock. And look, like I said, that was a 6x2 and there's barely any waste. Okay, so that is our envelope, and here is card 4. So let me just get all this out of the way, and I will bring in the cards again for you to see. So this was card 4. This was card 3. Card 2. And card 1 is our fun shaker card. So there you have it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll get that. Oh, I messed up. Let me get the other one. This one here. My heart was not quite dry yet, so I got to let that sit a little bit more and get that glue out of the way. All right. Well, there you have it. Here's all 4 cards. I hope you enjoyed my Endless Love card class. And like I said, I will be back next month, the first Saturday of the month. I believe that is February 7th. And we will be playing with lovely arrangements. So throughout the month of January, anyone who places an order with me of $25 or more, you will receive my tutorial for this class absolutely free. And don't forget, January 6th, this catalog, along with online exclusives and new kits, debuts. And also, we have another promotion. Every $50 you spend, you receive a $5 bonus that you can use in February. So for the whole month of January, it's multiples of. So if you did a $100 order, you'd receive 2 $5 coupons. $150 order, 3. If you do 5 orders in the month and each one is $50, you'll get 5 different coupons, and you can use them all together and stack them up. So lots happening in January. Be sure to follow my page everywhere. I'm Crafty Diva USA, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. I'm just starting Pinterest to put up some of my inspiration there, so you won't find much, but that's where you can find me. If you have any questions, be sure to send me a message, or you can email me, craftydivausa@gmail.com, and I will get right back to you. Again, as always, I appreciate the support. Thanks for everybody who hung out and watch today's class. I really appreciate you and hope you have a fun, crafty rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining me today.